Oh, I forgot. I'm going to leave my camera off today. The heck with it. So anyway, here we have that count right here. This is where you can expect to see either a reversal or a pullback. And then I'm watching that 8 period. As soon as that 8 period started to curl over, price dropped below it, and 8 period broke to 20 period. Well, bam, we get a pullback. So we get a little bearish trend that we can trade on a 5-second chart.
That's the chart I just put up where you can see all those levels I had drawn out. And you can see the pre-market move, where it is, what's happened.
Exactamundo.
That's all looking left. And then right now, what we have here is one pullback, two. This is the second pullback on this flag on the 1 minute chart. Is that right? One pullback, two pullback. Yep.
Yep. That's you got your first move, you get your pullback, your second move.
Yep.
That's your little 1 minute measured move.
Yeah, and we're right there on the 8, so.
And then if you look at the 5 minute chart.
I got the P. Now we're right on the 8.
I just goofed. 5 minute chart down here. Your 13 consecutive bars. Pulled back, made a measured move. In price, from here to here, this move was equal from here to here.
Isn't that great?
So whenever you spot, a trend and a pullback like this, if it doesn't break beyond that 50% retracement, which it did, it retraced right here with these bars, 50%, and it bounced on out. That's where you expect a move was. And then the first symbol, or the first sign of that was when you started seeing the Wu-Tang setup or the double bottom. Right on that 1 minute chart. There it is right there.
Oh, no. Oh, there it is.
Heck, man, you kind of triple bottomed that.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it came back and
tested. Look, those are weak pullback candles on that 1 minute chart.
We could get a third leg here. It's possible, but I'm going to watch this right here where the 8 period is.
This is it right here.
It'll either make or break. One more attempt at 384.90.
I mean, that's a heck of a move already.
Yep. I mean, it's
on the 8.
It's got just enough range to get like very small option scalps, but like you've got to run spreads. You can't run directional anymore. It just doesn't work. The risk to reward is just not there.
Okay.
Yeah, as we've found out, haven't we, over the last month?
Yeah.
Let's say hi, YouTube.
It's even worse than that. Hi, YouTube. How y'all doing?
Hey, YouTube! Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell.
I took my ugly mug off the screen today so that you could see the chart. The chart's the star, not me.
Look at your 1 minute.
The chart's the star. Good call. Yeah, buddy.
This is where we're going to get our third leg extension, and typically these will be about a half leg. They'll be about half what you see in the second leg of a measured move. And about 384.90 is where I'm expecting that to touch. And if it breaks down there, that's where I can go, hey, let's go gadget bulls, or bears, I mean, sorry. So when you get this much dope on a chart, it can be confusing. You can't see a lot of stuff through all the lines I've drawn here, but when you realize what I'm doing here, you see this is a pivot point right here.
What we got here? We got an engulfing happening.
That's a key pivot zone. So we have trend, pullback, trend. That's one measured move. There's your pullback here. Came back and tested the previous inflection zone of the previous measured move, or the previous consolidation zone. That's this pivot here. And then it walked up a new trend. Pullback, trend. So you got two measured moves here already done in the book. And the expectation was an extension up to that 384.90. And you got one leg, deep pullback, 1 and 2. This can turn into the 3 leg, and that's where you expect that little push to 384.90. And if it doesn't quite get there and it reverses here, we can start being bears.
All right, it's starting to look like an M-top, Jeremy.
It is. And there's other ways you can look at this too. We have the range expansion here. We have the megaphone pattern from the pre-market here. There's your regression line. And you've got an angular resistance zone here. That's where price had that pullback for that measured move set up right at that angular, and it broke out. And it essentially made an equal move from regression line to the angular resistance is your measure, and then that move mirrored outside of that angular resistance. That's where the breakout ended. And now we're coming down. We can be bears for a moment.
This engulfs.
Hey Jeremy, any ideas why my why the lines I drew on like my tablet wouldn't be showing up in my Weeble on the desktop?
Both of them are. You got an Android and a PC, or is it Apple products?
No, Android and Dell.
Well, Android and PC.
Yeah,
So
sorry,
Windows,
PC.
Windows
My
based.
bad. Yeah, it's Windows based.
They did have an update where it's supposed to transition, but you might have to go and change your time periods real quick, like go and reset your charts. So like click on a different time frame than your chart's displaying currently, and then go
okay.
back to it. Sometimes it'll transfer all those lines after you basically reboot the chart.
Nope. And actually, like none of the lines, none of my previous lines are on it. I hope they're still on my freaking. Give me a sec.
Gonna push.
They for the longest time they didn't do that. That's kind of been a recent addition where like you can open up your phone and see all the same trend lines that you drew on the PC. They didn't do that for the longest time. Now they do. See if I can find us a dead cat.
It pushes like I thought it was. Where's time? Nope. Hang on. That's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. You can still buy above that bar there. I'm talking to myself. Oh, I saw my name.
We hear you.
I didn't mean to. I was trying to talk to myself. Right above that bar, right there.
Sure, getting a lot of wicks all of a sudden, so I'm expecting this hopefully to break down. Otherwise, I gotta close this
There's your breakdown right
this
there.
trade. There we go.
Didn't quite get to the 384.90, but we popped up a wick damn close to it. And, oh, inverted
Hang on.
Busby. Give this a second.
Give it a second, because that's still not a very strong pullback on the 5-minute.
Nope. Yeah, Morningstar. Wow. That was a trap. Yeah, look at the microstructure here. I can draw it. Maybe I can draw it fast enough.
You mean a bull trap?
Well, it's more than that. It's a range expansion into a trend. And it walked through the regression line. Even on a 5-second chart, these are relevant. It ran right up to angular resistance and then broke over. So this was a little trap right here. So you had the Morningstar. It looked like it was going to give you the reverse Busby where it goes and retraces that and then breaks out. And they ran it up. They took out all the stops from the bears right there. And then they broke it over. That was quick. But if you didn't recognize that it was a range expansion pattern, you would have been screwed right there. That would have taken you right out of that trade. We definitely get tedious when it comes to day trading. And before long, some of you guys, you might have charts that look as dirty as mine where you get all these lines on them. I mean, just you know, you can't see the price action in anything more than a 5-minute chart sometimes. It's just, you get to draw it on that sucker. But when you're just scalping little moves like this and trading futures, dude, these matter. And you start whacking exactly to your lines. That's what pays the bills, so don't mock the lines on your chart. If it looks dirty, just clear them out and start over.
Do not mock your lines. Respect your authority.
That's right.
Isn't there a video on what a measured move is? Because I'm still lost on that. I keep trying to learn it, but
Yeah, we just, Stone just did one, I think.
I did one and you did one yesterday. You talked about it in the video we did yesterday.
I did. We were talking
Matter
about.
of fact, you used my shadow box.
Yeah, I did. We were talking about how to trade a bull flag, and we couldn't find a really clean looking bull flag, but we did find some bull flags, and you can treat channels as descending channels the same as you would treat a bull flag. And then what we did is we found the measured moves on the breakouts for that right on the chart as we were looking for bull flags. So it was kind of cool.
Boy, this is a hard position to sit in. I'm keep bouncing back and forth between a $10 to $15 loss, and I'm just like, man, if this breaks, I'm in a good spot. But if it doesn't break, I got to get out of this soon.
Right.
To the downside, that is, obviously, so if it keeps rising, I'm screwed.
This
Hopefully, it
is
doesn't pop real fast.
this is a great futures trading day, but it's like if you're gonna try and scalp options on SPY with this, good luck.
No.
Oh, it's a futures contract I'm on, but I'm on the
Yeah.
short side of it, and I'm
Oh,
yeah,
so you're waiting for it to come back down.
yeah, but I didn't actually pay attention to the fact that you drew this make. Oh, this is my chance. No,
I might get that 140 wish for Apple by Friday.
Nice. She's pushing.
Yeah, the debit spreads aren't really doing much yet.
Now, it'll take 140 before you start to see anything on those. It's got a great chance of retracing that to 138, possibly even today. And then looking left, if that's going to reverse, it's got to get past that 50% retracement first.
Are you just estimating the 50% retracements when you look at them?
Yeah, I just use my mind's eye and be like, okay, well, what's about half this trend? And use your cursor and figure out where you're seeing accumulation is usually where it's going to be. And that's right here. You see some accumulation. You can be loose with them because oftentimes those 50% retracements are a range in themselves. Like you look at, let me see here. Whenever you can find them, look for the control bars at about that level.
Yeah, I try to use it to short pump and dumps on crypto.
Right. So like you get that 50% retracement, you get a range. Like here's a control bar within that range. It was in the pre-market for Apple, for instance here. Let me expand that. So you can see anywhere from like 135.33 to 136.75 is acceptable for about a 50% retracement. But then you look at that whole trend, it's actually a little steeper. So the accumulation control bar is actually going to be this guy. So your range is a little tighter, 136.35 to 137.20, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Why is that your control bar?
Just because it lands right about half of this entire trend from top to bottom.
That one after the green hammer, after the number 9?
Right. Right in here. So you don't have to be like dead on with your 50% retracements. You just have to be close enough in the range of where it accumulated. So like if we were to expect, see if I can find something on SPY that tells me, whoops, just move my pivot. Lock it while I'm here. There's 384.90 finally. So if we were expecting like this to be coming back for a 50% retracement, we've got a wacky amount of range in here. We have to kind of split it. It would be about 383.50. But look for the range bar within that 383.50 to give you an expectation of, okay, well, if it doesn't quite make a full 50% retracement, where is it likely to stop and accumulate? And there's a bar right here that sets up about that range. So you got 383.60 to 383.40, but 383.50 is about the center of it. So kind of the same thing when you're looking at Apple for a retracement of this bearish channel here. You got to figure out where the control bars are about in the middle of that range. And I'm kind of counting out this guy here. I'm counting it from here down.
Oh, thank God I got out of that, and oh my God, that went so bad against me, and
Yeah.
right here's where it popped, and I got out just before that happened.
As soon as it broke that 383.90, dude, that's where it was either going to reject and pull back there and retrace, or it was going to run. And it decided, well, we're going to run.
Yeah, I ate a $15 P&L now on trading futures. That stinks that I got in just slightly too soon. I kept seeing us like kind of ride there, and I thought we were gonna get kind of start like a rounding top and go back down, but it just slowly creeped up, and here it is rejecting all that, and I was not in on that side of it. See, again, like if you literally miss like a minute or so of ticks, like you can just be on the wrong side.
Yep. Well, I got it. I was bullish, and I'm sorry I didn't say anything. I was just looking at I tend to get quiet when I trade.
I got a little bit of that scalp as well.
Yeah, if you look at the chart, it was showing you it was bullish. You look at the 5-minute chart. You go back to what I said earlier.
Oh, yeah.
That those 13 bars in the pre-market showed a strong bull move. There was no real pullback, strong pullback since then. I had marked out levels. I put it in that chart and showed everybody where price had gone and where it could go. And then I was saying, watch out for this, watch out for that.
Right.
But you could see when we had that last two big 5-minute bull bars that those were strong bars. Those weren't weak bars, and they were above the moving average. And then we had that little bitty red bar. Then we had a little, a little red doji and a little green doji. And then when that other green doji popped up above those two, that was clear that it was going to go through a little bit more. So, the best thing to do is look at the charts every day and read what the chart says, and it'll show you. It shows you all the time what it's wanting to do. Even when you have those big, huge sell-offs, it'll be going sideways when those things happen. Right
So
before
hanging
it.
out with us isn't gonna hurt.
All right, guys, I got to get going. Good luck in the market today. Thank you.
You too, man. Thanks
Great
again.
day.
Have a good day.
Yeah, so you can
So
see, I mean, there's your trend, there's your pullback. It did have a 50% pullback, and then it popped off and completed the measured move. Now it's just above it, but
what about that tells you in pre-market that it's going to be bullish?
Well,
Especially
it's what it told me was that was for 65 minutes. There was a strong push, and some of those bars were big. If you look at the chart, some of those bars were big, and then when it topped out, of course, I marked out where it topped out, and I said, okay, let me watch this, and I wanted to see what those pullbacks were. And so you had 13 green bars at that point, and then you have 2 red bars. Then you have a green spinner, another red bar, green spinner, weak doji. Then another, you had fewer red bars. And so I marked out the levels where it needed to hold for me to see it was going to be bullish. And it held those levels. And then so when I saw that strong move, you look to see how strong the pullback is. And if the pullback's not strong, then that, you got a high percentage chance that you're going to go back up.
and
Because
strong would be covering back that whole thing.
yeah, I can show you.
Right.
I'll show you again. Well, you go look at the picture in chat. Can you see it? That I put in there earlier?
Hold on. I don't really look at the chat while I'm watching you guys.
Yeah, I have the same thing. I don't look at it either. I threw it in
Right.
there.
Yeah,
But
sometimes we
yeah,
get involved in the stream, and it's like, yeah, we forget about the chat sometimes.
exactly. But if you look at the size of those green bars,
Dude.
even from the open, and you compare them to the small red bars, that was pretty bullish. And then when we had that candle at 10 o'clock that wicks up, and then you had that other candle that started at 10:05, and there's the in between I'm talking about, and it blows through the Globex high. That 10:05
Ooh-wee.
blew through the Globex high. That was your sign that you're still bullish.
Look at that
I
rip.
caught that full 1 minute green bar that just
Nice
popped.
work. Nice work.
And that put me back in the green. I went from a $15 loss to an $8.25 profit.
I was going to mention this push off that regression line. I extended it way out from this range expansion. And as soon as we crossed it, I was like, oh, this is bullish. It's going to take off. And boom. I didn't get to say it because I didn't want to interrupt. But that's the kind of stuff you can see when you draw that line out, extend it way the hell out. You'll start to see some stuff. And then look, almost touched our angular resistance from way back here.
I freaking love price action. This is the greatest video game ever, y'all.
Right? So I was going to kind of answer a
look.
question here real quick.
Okay, go ahead. Just going to say, be careful. That's one big green bar on the 1 minute at the top of that trend. Could be exhaustion coming soon.
There's a good question that someone put up on our YouTube channel here. It says, I've seen people look closely monitor L2 orders, level 2 orders when they're trading. Is that just preference or is it not at all needed? Well, when you're just trading price action, it's almost useless. It's a waste of time to look at because you've got to focus so closely on the price action that you're seeing on the chart. You ain't got time for level 2. However, that doesn't mean I don't use it. When I'm scalping penny stocks on momentum, or I'm looking for a swing trade, or a trade that's going to take me more than like 5-10 minutes, on equities I will use level 2. I'll watch the order flow because I'll know where the big money's coming in or the big money's exiting because we're trading on the coattails of those guys. Price action will tell you that almost always anyway because you can see the size of the candles. That's what makes those big candles move is big money's moving either in or out. So it can be useful for slower day trading. It can be useful for swing trading. But when it comes to scalping price action, I ignore it unless I'm trading a penny stock. I almost completely ignore level 2 stuff.
You know what else I ignore when I'm trading futures? And the SPY? This is going to sound sacrilegious. I don't pay attention to volume either.
Yeah, it almost
Because
doesn't
it's a
matter.
distraction. Well, it not when you're trading price action on something like SPY and the MES.
Well, you
Because
look at the volume profile because
Yeah,
you
you can
look
look at the
for
volume
where the big
profile,
orders
yeah.
are sitting.
yeah, that's kind of like using level 2. But
And-
just a simple version of it.
It is, and
Wicks.
that's the other point I was looking at is like when it comes to that level 2, you can see it in the candles anyway. But when you have a volume profile on, it gives you a little bit more insight without having to waste time looking away from your chart and looking at your level 2 stuff. So like I can go in volume profile and I can see where all the orders are stacking up.
This is
I'm
either
seeing a bunch of wicks now, Stone.
Yep, exactly. And that's showing you a sign that it could be pulling back or rolling over here. So that's why I said be careful. It could still blow.
Right.
It's showing some bullishness on the 10-second chart right now. But until this candle closes, and the reason I'm looking at that is on a 1 minute chart, we had that run, but then you get the biggest bull bar is not in the middle or not at the beginning. It's like toward the end there after you had all those small candles. So this is a time to be cautious, and I'm waiting. There's no trade for me right now.
It's just kind
But then on a 5 minute, you look at a 5 minute and it's a different look, and it's like, whoa, this could really go some more. And we have no more econ for the rest of the day.
Yep.
There's nothing.
Not true. You have 1 o'clock.
Yeah, yeah.
20-year auction.
Oh, we have a 20-year auction at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, Sig brought that up during the briefing because I think it was
not
some
on
calendar he was looking at. It wasn't there, and he looked
Right.
somewhere else and he found it.
Ooh, thank you, Sig, because you know why? It's not on my TD Ameritrade. Oh, there it is. 20-year bond auction at 1 o'clock. Be cautious about that.
Yep. That can change
You can
things
get
a little
some
bit.
really big candles on there.
Sorry, I just wanted to make sure you were aware of that. I
Thank
didn't want you to
you.
get blindsided.
That's why we have a community.
That's why the community.
I'm watching
It
the
doesn't hurt to be part of one.
watching this accumulation on the 5-second chart.
Yeah,
Watch
it's high and
this.
tight
Yeah, we're
right
either
now.
going to pop up or we're going to drop
Yep.
down.
This is setting up for either another leg on a measured move, accumulating, and that target would be about 386.50, or this will break down and retest back down to like 385.
Hey Jay, I've got that that chart posted in chat.
Oh, sweet.
Hey,
It
you
was
know
made
what,
on-
Jeremy?
that was
For the
made on
first
2
time
hours.
ever, Devin's softer than you.
Yeah, right?
That's because I don't have my the extra wired part for the USB.
Ah,
US
okay.
Yeah, so I left that. So I was like, oh, I guess we're just gonna go
Oh,
rotary cable today.
lots of wicks, but then that inverted hammer right there.
And even though we're crawling
Cautious.
sideways, have you noticed that we're crawling slightly up and sideways?
Always.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
There
There it
comes the
goes.
break. Bam.
There it is. It was, that that candle 2 minutes ago. We had all those wicks, and then we had that inverted hammer, and I went, wait a minute, and we gapped up on the gapped up too. That's a gap up, isn't it? Oh, on the 10-second it was.
Well, on a 10 seconds
Look
gap
at
up.
this.
5 seconds just a bar right up on top of the 8.
Son of a biatch.
That accumulation was your sign right here. It came
Yeah.
to a point, and then it literally just the candles got smaller and smaller and smaller, tighter with that 20 period. Boom, your 1 count right there, right up.
Yeah, I missed
That
that.
is pretty.
Unfortunately, that would have been another good run.
Well, it'll give you a chance again. It's just, it's crazy
yeah.
to try to. It's not crazy. It's just what I'm trying to say is it's challenging to try to trade when you're looking at all those wicks.
The setups
Yeah,
just keep
but
coming
it's
though.
stupid because I had a trade plan this morning that I had put together after listening to Sig, and I wrote a bunch of notes in my Discord, and I was like, we're going to be probably bullish today. Go buy a call. I didn't buy a call today. I didn't do anything. I've only traded 2 futures trades, and one of them was good. Actually, 3 futures trades. One was good. One set me into the red, and then the other one brought me back into the green.
One good trade. That's great.
Well, two good trades, one bad trade. One bad.
there you
So I
go.
had one good trade that brought me to $10 profit. One bad trade took me to negative 15, and then another one brought me back to $8 profit. So then when you take out fees, I'm down to like maybe $5 profit.
Yeah, you got those big fees. Huh?
It's still
Okay.
profitable.
No. I think mine are 60 cents round trip, but because I got 3 of those trades, that's what $18 $1.80 off that
Round
8
trip
something.
is cheap.
Right.
Man, this is pretty stuff, bro.
Look at that. So we get the second accumulation. We get a half leg up and a second accumulation. And this is where a measured move will either fail or continue pushing on. Let me extend this line a little more.
Today is looking so parabolic on the 1 minute, man.
It is. It's like,
How
But
much
you
have
should
we
see it on
moved?
the 2 hour.
Well, let me tell you something. Oh, mister, we've got a $2.15 move for today. We've already moved 5 something.
yep. I'd love to see the standard deviation on the daily chart for that. That's probably
You know
way out of
what?
line.
That's why.
I'm so upset I didn't buy those calls, man. Like
I'm
that
not-
would have been
no.
like hundreds of dollars, actually, probably.
Oh, look at that as a weak pullback there too.
We're not even in
Jeremy,
the second deviation on the daily. We're back to the mean.
Yeah. On the deviations
Yep.
on the 1 minute.
On the daily.
Oh, on the daily. Yeah,
Let me turn off all the other crap that's in the way.
we're like right in the middle of a deviation right now on SPY.
So you got your
We've already
standard
traveled
deviation.
1.5 deviations.
Yeah, we've basically went. Yesterday's action sat with the doji on a daily chart right at that first deviation. Now we're back to the mean with price action right now. So if it's gonna reject that, it'll do it here. If not, it'll go one standard deviation to the bull side, and probably run to that 394 target.
Jeremy, I'm about to post something in chat. You remember yesterday when I was, I think we were talking, and I was drawing lines, and I showed you my angular lines I drew,
Oh yeah,
and I said, look at the range that it's showing us. Remember that? Watch this. Those solid white angular lines. We're
Damn.
almost to the top of one, dude.
love it. That was
What do you-
from way back. Or is that the diamond from yesterday?
No, that's the diamond from yesterday.
That's
that I
right.
drew. Look at that line, man. It is right there. Okay, my point is, listen to Jeremy.
Yeah, those diamonds, man, they love.
He tells you to
Love
draw
doing
those
this.
trend lines and extend them out. Extend those mothers out.
I didn't even extend mine.
There's so much to price action to learn, folks. This is the most complex, and I don't use this word often. This is the hardest thing I've ever done, and it takes time to sit there and, you just grab one little thing. That's why we did the thing on bull flags yesterday. It's like, man, if you grab bull flags and you just understand bull flags, that is your, for price action, that's your freaking ground floor right there.
It's your go-to.
Respect the diamond. Do it.
Well, that's the thing. Like anytime there's
Check
any
off
sort of
that
volatility, whether it's expected or not, the diamond always gives you the range. Always. It never fails. Even through when we had what was it? The CPI data came out. It almost went to the upper extension of the diamond, didn't quite make it. And then when J Powell picked up the mic, it finished the move and then came back and retraced, but it didn't go to the bottom of the range. It sat right at the expansion pivot from the range. I'll go back and look at that. I think I deleted the drawing since then, but it's still evident.
I think what you're trying to get at is price action respects itself.
Right. So like you see the range expansion here on my 2-hour chart. I had the diamond drawn out. And effectively it went right up to, but not quite at, the angular resistance from the expansion side of the pattern. It was like I think it was like one standard deviation below it, and it rejected there. And then that was CPI. It came back, and then when J Powell picked up the mic, it ran back up to the angular support of the compression side. It went right to it and then finished the move. But it took a couple days to finish that move. And now here we are right back at it. If you take your angular resistance from the compression side all the way down, we're right there now. That's where we just bounced off of.
It's red on that's a red spinner.
Yep. And the 5 minutes says this
that
is likely to be an
5-minute
evening
chart.
star.
Could be. Let's see. You want to see, you can get a wick, but you want to, if it's going to come back down, you want to see that body close below that red body, I think. That's what we want. Right now, it's not looking like it. It's saying the hell with whatever y'all say. I'm going to do what the hell I'm gonna do.
Dude, Apple
I was
just
gonna do
about
it.
touched that 136 pivot I was talking about earlier. How cool is that? It's not quite to the 50% though. It's still got room to go. But if I'm expecting a pullback, this is where I'd expect it.
What's your range on that doji? 4.75 points. Take an entry there.
It's essentially 136.40 would be the extension, and that's the bottom of that control bar I was talking about earlier there, Bud. If you're still with us. Is Bud Fox? Yeah, he's still here.
The what? What are you saying?
That control bar where I was pointing out the range of a 50% retracement on Apple. Right now, we're right at the wick from the bottom of that control bar,
Yeah, I have
right
a
at
limit
136.
on.
And
Sorry.
oh, okay. And then the body, if you look at the body, it goes to an extension. We got 136.40 up to 137.20. That's the range of that bar. So if we get a pullback, it'll likely happen here, and then if it continues up through that 136 pivot, that's where it'll stop. It'll go right to about 136.40.
Yeah, I'm trying to get out. The call is at $7, and I'm trying to get out. I have a limit order set.
So was it just a straight call, or was it a spread?
Oh, it was a spread. It expires next week, but if this is going to turn around, I want to get out of it.
Right. Well, if you got profit, and
Yeah.
it's expiring next week, you can either roll it out from here, or you can just take the profit from it and find another trade.
Yeah, should I set it to $8 and just hope it keeps rising, or leave it at 7?
Hope and dreams will never kind of
Yeah.
get you anywhere. It's hard to gauge exactly where that spread's going to be.
It's hard because, I mean, Robinhood never fills unless you're at the ask or the bid.
Right. How much time you got to watch a chart this morning?
Yeah,
Bada bing, bada boom. My future account is back above 400. I only got $93 to win to get back
Nice.
to where I was.
Good job. So, you got to go to work in a few minutes, there, bud.
No, I'm off.
Okay. So if you've got a little time to watch this price action, you'll know when it's gonna break down and pull back. Right now, it's still trending, right on top of the 1 minute 8 period, and it's got one more flag right here. If this flag holds, the next extension is like right to 136.20.
Yeah, then I'll definitely fill it.
Right.
I'm gonna put this picture up in penny stock chat because this is one I pulled out this morning. LASE drew the levels out, so we had some targets, and you can see that it hit them.
Nice. I'm gonna draw this pennant out so it gives you an idea.
Another one, that guy from yesterday, VKTX. Remember all those levels we had out for it yesterday?
Oh yeah,
Watch. I'm gonna put that one up in the chat too.
that thing was cool.
Yep. It waited till today to hit most of those levels.
Nice.
Jeremy, did you get a chance to look at that charting I did? Give me some feedback on that. Am I seeing things?
No, that's exactly the angular resistance that you have. The line that slopes down.
Yep.
It's a little steep, but it's pretty
Yeah, I'm
much
running right off the top. I was going to go through the center line, but I was unsure.
right. It's where you got that extension where it almost hit angular resistance from the diamond.
Mhm.
Kind of ignore some of that noise and bring the end of that line that's further back. Bring it down closer to that diamond, and then bring the right side of it up a little bit, and it'll give you that range a little better. But chop it through that noise that sticks out of the major trend.
Yeah. I'll run it through the center line of that. Run it from the peak right before it.
Right.
I need to turn my fan on.
That's where I was originally running it from, but I was uncertain about that.
And when you get like a volatility pop where it throws a little noise on the chart, look for the mean trend or where most of the price action is taking place, ignoring that chop there, and you'll get a much smoother trend line out of it.
This might keep going. These are 2 week. Those are 2 week red bars on the 5 minute chart.
Yeah, we're high and tight, but this is if you were to compare it to our penny stock logic, this is flag 3.
Is that on the MES chart or the SPY chart? Because I don't have any red bars on my 5 minute chart.
You got 2 of them. 1, 2.
That's your 1 minute, dude.
Oh yeah.
Look at your 5 minute.
Why is mine not showing red? Mine are green. What the hell?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Those are
two
look
spinners.
at I put that picture in there for everybody to see it. I really want everybody to succeed. I love this, and it's simplistic in a sense. I put that picture in there. I don't know if you can see. I put that in between zone where those 2 candles meet, and you can see that second doji wicks right to it. So we want to see this candle either pop up or be another small red doji.
I know what it is. I had Hekakashi candles on.
Oh,
Ah,
Hekakashi.
yes.
Sorry, I gotta laugh. I say
Yeah.
it wrong too.
I say it
Hekanashi.
wrong all the dang time.
I wasn't paying any attention to actually how it was spelled, so I just sort of
It's-
said something just now that sounded right to
Hiya.
me.
Either this is
Hayashaki.
going to be a pullback here,
Hayasaki.
Kawasaki, the Honda bar.
We're getting in the
Uh,
weeds now.
This is looking like a pullback. It's got to hold that level though.
Yep.
At the level I had out. Which one is it?
I go with the old penny stock thing we used to do, the rule of three.
3904, 25.
That's a good
or
rule, man. Rule of
3904,
three.
20.
3s, 5s, and 7s, man.
Three
Yep.
5s and 7s. Now we got 9s on his candles.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm checking that out. I definitely have. I went and looked for that indicator. I was like, ooh, that's interesting.
It's a multiple
Yeah.
of three, but yeah, it's one I'm just sort of playing with, but it gives you the only thing it really does for me is it tells me where I can expect either accumulation, pullback, or a reversal.
You know, the interesting thing is that Nikola Tesla said to follow the 9s.
Hmm.
This is a
This is really looking like a bull flag essentially, where we retraced
looking
and
like
we
a
did the
pennant.
full candle.
Yeah, it's got a
Yeah.
pennant going on there.
This is what
looks
they
like
call
a pennant.
high and tight pennant, and it's got one 1 minute candle left before it'll break or it will run. It's
Which
just
is why you drew that, right?
right. It's just under that angular support line, and a lot of times you'll get stop hunted in those. If you're comparing it to penny stock analysis, a lot of times, and this is the third flag. A lot of times these break down and retrace back to the second flag, which is 50% retracement, 384.80. So when you get these little stop hunts in there, it's essentially the bears are front running that. 1, 2. If big money comes in and throws a bar through this, it stops all those a-holes out and bam, it takes off. So this is why you don't chase price. You wait for the break.
Right. 'cause
Wait
it can
for the
down
break.
here, too. Fake you out.
Exactly.
This is
Rip the
15
face off.
seconds on this candle, so
It's
let's
so
see what-
unfair because institutions don't have to wait for the break because they are the break.
Yep. exactly. They're ahead of it. They're front running it.
Oh yeah, they buy at that double bottom. They're not riding anybody's coattails.
Right. So Apple, I'm watching Apple for Bud. If it can get through that 136 with some force, it'll take off out of that pennant. It's about to do it right now. There goes SPY too. Bam. Cool.
I mean, it is popping out of a double bottom at 385.95.
So I was going to reference back to that penny stock thing. When we do the rule of three, we get the third flag. They usually fail and break, but when they do break out bullish, they go big. They don't mess around. They'll go right to the next target, which is like 387.
I mean, also what? That's 3. So now we go to
Right,
wait,
3 to
4 to 5, 3 to 4.
yeah, 3 to 4 is usually a big break, and then 4 to 5 is like it usually ends up being a half leg.
Yeah, it'll just kind of peter over.
Yep,
It's rare that it gets to 7.
or just at the straight pivot resistance on that pennant itself right here. And this is the critical point where this has to break out. This 386.50. If it gets a bar above that, it'll go. Sometimes these things will print like they're going to break out of a third bull flag breakout and run big, and then it'll stop at 1 bar and then print a tweezer right here. So this is where you're cautious. You got to make sure you look left.
I got that, and I'm out. I'm
You
at $31.25 profit. I'm slowly building this account back. That's awesome.
Freaking great, man.
Good work,
That's what I
man.
want to hear. Base hits. Just get yourself around the bases.
And you take your you can throw a horizontal pivot at it or draw a mechanical line on it, but you always know exactly where the resistance of that flag itself is, and it's right there. Price
You know,
stopped
but Jay,
right
I
there.
gotta say that 5-second chart is amazing. 'cause
Yeah, dude.
you've got that. You've got the everything's there. You've got a double bottom. Double bottoms out. I wouldn't see that on the 1 minute.
No, you wouldn't. It's
wouldn't have seen
dialed
that.
in. There's your
Yeah,
pennant right
absolutely.
there.
And then I just go back to the 1 minute. I'm like, oh, here we go. Just ride that.
That's it.
Yeah, I can't tell you the number of times I was trading on the 1 minute, and then because I wasn't actually. I was just watching the vibrations of the candle. If I had been watching the 5 second, I would have really known exactly what was happening there, and I could have gotten out at a better opportunity or gotten in at a better opportunity. 5 second really helps.
Oh,
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, but and the thing is, and here's the deal, and this is what Stone and I talk about. Give me more monitors, but having what you're trading in 4 screens on the same screen.
Oh yeah.
You're just tracking. So now you've got a 5 second, a minute, a 5 minute, and a 2 hour, and you're good to go. I mean, in my mind.
Woo! Apple going parabolic here.
I sold it at $8.
Nice work.
Good job. Good job.
It's
So
It
now
ran-
I can split that. I still have the put open.
right.
It expires tomorrow because I put it in wrong. So I should probably try to get out of that for $1.
If you can. And then check this out. As soon as it broke that 136.40, it printed a bar right to 136.50, and it might actually continue to run for a whole measure right to 136.80. But there's your third leg right there. So
Yeah, that's
Still.
3 flags.
Like
Yep.
a double top. Well, never mind.
I'm wondering if I should take that $8 and do a long condor on Apple for next week again.
double check the trend. Let me go to the daily chart on that. If it's gonna pull back for another setup, it might give you that later this afternoon. You might have an opportunity to condor that again. But you might consider.
I wouldn't do it right now.
Well, this move here is going to raise implied volatility on those
Yeah,
spreads in a
yeah.
condor anyway. So you want to wait for accumulation before you go jump back in. You want to be low enough to where you have some wiggle room to have profit in those spreads, and all it has to do is break one direction or the other. So we've achieved that 50%. We've ran right to that control bar. We're right inside that body now. We're right at, almost at the top of that body. 137.20 is the peak of that body. If it continues to run, it'll hit it. I would like to wait for an accumulation before I jump back into a trade, because if you don't have an accumulation and you get just another volatility bar, your losing side's going to eat volatility too.
This could be a double top.
Nice break though. It ran that pennant just beautifully.
What the heck, Spy? Spy going for some more.
Like I
It might
said,
be
it's
trying to run a full second deviation. It's trying to push up there.
It's
Yeah,
got-
I mean, seriously, I thought it was petering out. You see how, like, what, a half a minute back or a minute back on the 5 second, it looked like it was kind of starting to compress, and then it just popped.
look left, hobbits.
Look
And then-
left, hobbits.
here's your other
Look
here's your
left.
other thing. There's a gap here,
Yep.
and the bottom
What
of
does
that
Spy
gap,
do?
it loves to fill gaps. And we've got two pivots that are keying in that. We got a 388 and a 390.
Mm-hmm.
And
Damn
those
it.
are 10, and those are 10-cent
Now,
marks.
now I'm kicking myself for getting out of the Apple.
Just
It's
breathe,
okay.
buddy.
Don't
Just
take
breathe.
yourself-
Jeremy, you're almost
profit.
talking me into like holding along a $1 move or $2 move on the MES, and I'm afraid to enter that. I don't know why, but it just seems like that's a good idea since we usually fill gaps.
Well, look at your chart on the MES. Look at your chart on SPY on the 5 minute. I go to the 5 minute because it really helps us out a lot. Look at that. Look at those, again, strong green bars. And that pullback we just had were 3 small red bars compared to all those bars. And it crushed that angular resistance and went right through it. I got another little piece of it.
Oh yeah.
And, 39.19, 39.20 is not, it's on the table according to what we did yesterday. So 387.01, that's on the table as well. And we just cracked the low of the first week of December, 12.5. We just cracked the low of it at 39.1250.
Sorry, Jeremy, on that 5 minute Tesla, that actually looks like accumulation, no?
That's why I was looking at it. I was like, well, we know that
yeah.
this is the kind of thing that Elon loves to do. He loves to pull a hat trick. So I'm going to start analyzing Tesla here.
Because I'm thinking if
Yeah,
that's
dude,
accumulation,
draw out that. Absolutely, good call.
I could do a Condor on Tesla, $4 each side, and probably do okay.
That's what I'm getting at is you could probably condor that because it's just accumulated enough to where it's got a lot of burn in this already, and it's just sideways right at a key
Look
point.
at those candles. That's beautiful.
How far out should I go? Probably like a week or two.
I'm like way the hell out in February on my call debit spread. It's like way the hell out of the money.
Get a decent one for $4 each side for that.
If you run probably at least 2 weeks, you might even see if you can find a 3 week
I'll
in
probably
that
go
range.
the 45 days.
And you can run it that way too. You can run 45-day expiration and go with $5 wise way out, but you're not going to find them that cheap until you go way the hell out of the money. $4, you're looking at probably $295, $300 on February 17th expiration.
Yeah. I don't have, all I have is $8. That's why.
Gotcha. The other option is you could go. Let's see. I mean, today's Wednesday. You could go with Friday expiration on SPY, doing dollar wides for about the same risk, and all it has to do is move one way or another. But you gotta wait for accumulation first. We're not getting it. It's a trend day. So
Yeah, no, it's straight up on the 15-minute.
in this case, it would probably be prudent to before going into a spread like that. You want that accumulation because you want to see that it's going to either break one way or the other. You got to have some range for that move to actually work if you're going to condor it. So
You're to buy close to the highs.
the prudent thing to do would be to hang out and wait, and basically not give any of your profit back, right? Even though it's only $8. Instead of like taking profit from a profitable trade and then immediately looking for the next trade, take your time, pick through some charts, and go and do some analysis first. And don't be so quick to throw that money to work into something else.
Yeah, just look for stuff that's accumulating
Right.
and play both sides.
Exactly.
Got another small scalp on that single candle there, and so now we're almost at $40 profit today
Nice work, man.
on
you.
just futures trading alone.
At one contract or a few?
I only have enough capital to trade a single like a single contract, so that $40 profit is all the trades today that I've done.
Fantastic. Those are $5 contracts, huh?
I'm not sure what you mean.
You were trading the micro futures?
Yeah, I'm trading
MES?
the MES, and
Yeah,
so
$5 a contract.
I've been hitting roughly averaging around $7 to $15 moves all day long.
Good.
Except for that one where I ate like a $20 loss, but I've turned that around obviously.
You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose, but your winnings are making up for it. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really closing that gap on all the losses that I ate on this account, and it's just really just been one trading day where I'm actually just paying more attention, and I'm actually using the chart now to follow where the wicks are, and I'm usually picking the lower end of the wick to buy now that I've learned that feature on here, because before I was just doing market order. So sometimes I'm catching the top of the wick, sometimes I'm catching the bottom of the wick, and
In the middle.
that was way dangerous to do it that way. Whoa, nice
All right.
breakover.
Yeah, that's your
Yep.
breakover. I was gonna
Let's
say.
see.
Let that finish its count, though. It's finding support right here, 386.80.
Well, did we restart the count?
I was waiting for this TD sequence to do it, but it's not printing it yet. Give it one more bar, and it should print it.
Okay. I'm sorry. You're talking about that count. I was talking
Yeah.
about the flag count.
Oh yeah, we did finish our count. So look at the
Yeah,
5-minute chart.
We started a new flag count on the 1 minute. Yeah, look at that.
And then we go with the 1
So
minute.
this is leg 3. So this is 3 touches right here.
Yep. And we're
So-
still within
Yeah.
range of that angular support line. In fact, I'm gonna make that thing show a little better.
We are. We that angular support
Are
line.
we
I have
seriously
this,
rounding bottom on the 5-second and getting ready to go back up again? How many legs are there? All right, there we go.
No,
What's
they're
that?
trying to fake you out.
Yeah, we could. This
Yeah.
look at this like a bear flag.
yeah.
Yep.
And then know where the gravity is right to that 200.
Yeah, where's the 50% on that?
That and then yeah, like you just said, the 50% is right down here. So we got leg, 50% takes us right down to about 386.60. If this breaks over as a bear flag, but it can cup and handle and continue on climbing here. You can get that little rounding.
I swear, if I see a cup and handle, that's
You wouldn't expect one here. You would expect it to be bearish and break over here, but not always.
not always. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Now your bar's convinced. See ya. Going for it.
There it is.
I caught that, by the way.
Nice work.
Good job.
And then
Yeah, the go.
even better still, and I've pointed this out on a 10-second chart repeatedly with futures. Look for the control bars. This big boy right here.
Look for
That's
him.
a green control bar, so you're setting at the bottom of that, right?
Right. Well, it more or less bounced off the top of it. So until it gets in that range, and inside this candle is going to be inside range. That's where you'd expect the move to be. But if it bounces
okay.
off of it, it's not going to go inside of that. It bounces right off.
Yeah, that was kind of lame. I only caught like a $3 profit out of that because when I went to close the market, it rebounded and delayed the closing. When I hit the button, it took like 3 or 4 seconds to close for some reason.
It puts you in line with all the other orders doing the same thing. So
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
like, yeah, put him in with that bar.
yep, that's
See
it.
what this next
I
bar
mean, I still
does.
came out with a profit, but it was just really weak.
Like I trade a 10-second chart when I was trading Tradeovate. Like I go hit the market order right on time, and it would stick me at the very bottom or very top of the candle. I'm like, damn it, come on! You know?
That's why I try to do the limit orders. They're so
Yes.
much better, but it's you got to be fast sometimes.
Yeah,
That's why the market is quick.
gotta be stinky quick.
Looks like we might push up again.
Yeah, we're still within
Well,
range.
Stone,
And,
it sounds like you might be evolving from blues to speed metal.
right?
We ain't got there yet. The 10-second chart's still fast.
I was
Still
just
there?
talking to him about that yesterday. Where
No, I'm hearing that.
There it is.
the
Yeah,
conversation
there we
went
go.
like
We're going
this.
to keep rolling.
Yeah, we might keep rolling up. Like I said, 39.20's on the table.
You,
I'm Sig. I listen to you too much. I'm starting to have Sigisms. It's on the table. Chip and teeth. Jeez. Anyway, it's
You like me, don't you?
I do like the guy. It's I see the volume profile sticking out at 39.20, but also that's where I had that angular resistance, and it looks like we're getting ready to do a red hammer here, which we did on the 5-minute, and that again, that's not a strong pullback, y'all.
right?
So plus we wicked into that low from the 5th of December, which was the weekly low of 39.1250, and our body closed above it. So yeah, there you go.
What?
So I should wait till the
know.
end of the day to probably do a Condor on SPY, or Condor on SPY or Apple.
Or at least the middle of the day. Give it some accumulation time. That accumulation is going to drop the implied volatility down on those options enough to where it makes it to where you get the best economic entry on those.
Yeah, you can't do Tesla because so you can do a call debit for like $5 or $4. That's at like 270. But on the put side, the least is $10.
Yeah. So when you look at that, it also kind of gives you the expected move. So like options chain, when it's heavy on one side and not as heavy on the other side, you can see that a lot of the market makers are the ones who sell those orders to open. They're expecting a bigger move one way or the other. So if you go and do a little research on expected move from the options chain, you'll find some answers there where if the general market is leaning one way or the other, you can see it. And
So
it just
they-
tells you which side to build on.
Oh,
They think
bars.
it's gonna explode basically.
Right.
Look at those bars on the 5-minute. Those are controlled, and you notice how they close with almost no wick at all.
Yeah, they're clean.
That's strong, man. So let's see what this next one does. It's 11:11.
We're right at that angular resistance from the diamond pattern from yesterday too. So
Very cool.
we're right in a zone where if it's going to reverse and give us a downward range, it will be sudden.
Yeah. it could give us a little range here.
Bear.
And Apple came back through that 136.40, peaked at 136.80.
We
Now
just
we're at
crossed
136.20. That was where that previous expected move was. If it
I
fails
got a
here,
line.
it'll
got a
roll
line
the
at
market down with it.
Sorry, Jay.
Oh, you're okay.
Here's the thing. Remember this. When you cross a dollar amount, this is a penny stock thing we learned. When you cross that dollar amount, it went up to high of 387.30, and it crossed that 387 mark. You expect it to come back down and take a pause somewhere. It could go as far as 386.57, but you expect it to come down to the like 70s of the previous dollar.
Right.
That's one of the things we used to do in penny. I'm finding that more and more some of this stuff. This is like a penny stock trend. This is what this is. You know, this is how you trade them in the penny stocks. Why I laugh about it.
And now,
Well, I
was
mean,
it-
that's the reason why you stick with penny stocks so well, man. is because
Well, I
they're-
don't trade them as much anymore.
they're great for your confidence, though.
Yeah, you go grab a couple of scalps real quick, feel good.
Gotta get
Damn.
my confidence back.
Damn options. I know I can trade. Why am I losing on options? I know I can trade. I know I got good price action. That was freaking me out, man.
I'm gonna go prove it to myself that I can do the price action.
Exactly. And I
Okay,
go
I can
trade
get
a
that
penny
scalp, I
stock,
can
and
get
I'd say, okay,
made
it
money.
moved. Exactly.
I made money there. I'm going back. Let's do it again.
Well, that's why I'm sticking with the futures in this market right now, because, you know, from all the learning and studying that I do, you can trade futures in any market.
Well, I mean, and that's what we've been talking about for like the last 3-4 weeks now.
Yeah.
Is that that's what you came to is you're like, I'm a price action trader, and I can do this, and it's much more fluid for me in futures.
Futures. Yeah, we've been talking about that for a while, haven't we?
We have.
Like you said, damn, it just looked like the future. And I think that might be the thing you were telling us too, is that a lot of penny stock traders are moving to the futures.
Yeah.
Because there's very little going on in the market right now, and it's like,
But there's commonalities between them.
yeah,
right?
well, there is. It's the volatility.
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
It draws you in, man. That volatility is where your money is. So I was
So
gonna
here you gotta watch. Go ahead.
What were you trying to say, Jay?
I was gonna finish the conversation that I started with Stone yesterday, and I'm gonna say it again. You're just as fast as I am, and I figured it out. I'll never be as fast on a fretboard as you are. What hand does the fretboard? The left hand.
Left hand.
My right hand's faster because I've been working with tools all my life. It's just
Ah.
it's my more coordinated hand. So I
would
think
put
you
my
are
hand
just
on
as
my
fast
left
as me. You
hand.
just need to transfer some of that speed to your right hand, and you'll be able to scalp that 5 and 10 second chart and the 1 second chart eventually in the same way.
Or just
Man, I had
change the
been watching
technology
that
around. Make it so the
10-second
technology's-
chart
Right?
ever
Make it so
since
it
you
serves you.
started.
I'm sorry, guys.
That's
So-
okay. No, we're excited. It's great.
Yeah.
No. I have watched that 10-second chart every single day for hours now. Hours a day for months now. And I still haven't turned on my trade on it yet on Tradeovate. I'm still doing the 1 minute. It's
I mean,
working
one
good,
can
though.
tell you what the other's doing.
That's it.
You'll get there when you get there.
Yep.
The 10 seconds telling you what the 1 minute's about to do. Like, that's what's really cool about that.
Look
That's
out
just-
here. We might give another little push here if it doesn't engulf this candle. I'm on a 1 minute I was looking at particularly.
It's intriguing
mind.
here. Boom, flip.
But I mean, Jeremy, we were, it
Now we got wicks.
was it last Friday or the Friday before we were talking about, the median line? That
Right.
median line is so important that, just that middle line, because it always comes back to that when it's ranging.
Exactly.
This is all Jeremy's fault, y'all.
It's all my fault.
Anytime I interrupt y'all and tell you all this stuff, this is all his fault.
I don't know if I'd call it really a fault.
Well, it's not a fault. It's a magnetism.
There you
He's got-
There you go.
It's a charisma thing. Okay, so let's keep
Hold
an
on,
eye
I'll
out.
be back,
We
guys. My
did-
dad's calling me.
Okay, buddy. We did get 3 touches, right? 1, 2, 3, and so this is a pullback. Let's see how strong it is. Usually they'll encompass that first candle, huh? That's what the last one did.
Right.
Well, gentlemen, the king becketh. He beckons.
And it-
It's time. It's time. Yeah, he did beckon me. You know, so he beckons.
Well, beckoneth?
Beckoneth? Is it beckoneth or beckon?
I don't.
Beckon.
Be-
Yeah.
I
Anyway,
know
I
Beckwith.
must away
You must away. You're leaving us.
for now.
All right. Have a good day.
Hopefully
love
I'll
you.
be back.
Appreciate you, bro.
Love you guys too. See you soon. Huh?
Have a great one, man. We'll see you soon.
I love a parade. I love this. This is good price action.
Hell yeah. We still got a chance at hitting that 388 after accumulation, but if it breaks down here, we could wipe that range back to 380.
Green, let me come back to your screen. I do like watching your screen. It's fun.
I got so much
Now
dope
that I
on
have it
there.
all figured out.
Yeah, right.
It's taken me a long time to figure out how to use my monitors, guys.
My warped mind does different things.
All right. Now this is a little bit hammer, wick. You know, this is why you count those flag counts.
Hmm
I caught some of that. I gave some money back, but then I got another trade that put me back at 41.25. But I don't know if that was really worth it. Too much between those two other trades because I lost some money, but then I made it back, and then I have the commissions on top of it. So I may actually now be at like a net profit of $38 instead of my 40 something.
$38 above the ground.
That's right.
I was trading crazy just now. I'm not trading crazy. I was just trading the flags. I wasn't even looking at anything else.
I was literally trading the wiggles of the candle. So as a new candle opened, I would just go back to the point where if the candle started to reverse a little bit, or if the candle literally didn't do anything from where it closed on the previous one, then I really would just get it a good buying point and then expect the continuation for the next candle. And then if it went like $6 or $7 in my favor, I would just close it. That's
Okay,
really
so we
risky
gotta-
though, because if it goes the wrong way, I'm screwed. But for some reason,
Yeah.
when you're in a bear trend, like or the start of a bear trend, you don't really expect that to happen on
Right.
the early stages. So I was like, I can do this for right here probably safely, and I did it, and it was nice, I guess, because it helped fix that loss that I took. Because I think I went short, and then we had that little pop back up. No, sorry, I went long. No. Yeah, I went short when we popped back up, and then I wasn't expecting that, and I took like a $10 loss.
I took my eyes off of Scent. Damn it. Look at that move. 70%.
Holy hell, that's amazing. I
Okay,
I
you
don't
were
feel
just talking
comfortable
about that
trading pennies because of the
yesterday.
fact that like I don't believe in the companies, so I don't know when
Oh,
it's
I don't
gonna really
either.
pop.
We
We
just
don't know
scalp
either.
them.
We just trade the chart. We
Yep.
just look at the chart and see what the chart's doing and say, okay, it's going to do this. That's all.
I'm sorry, looking at that chart, like I don't see. Oh, I guess you're looking at the pre-market, right? There was a pop in the pre-market.
A little bit, but I find my levels looking left. Here's your daily chart. Went right
Oh my
to
god. Yeah. Wow.
it. And it's literally you just trade from one pivot to the next, but you find your
Dude, I've made thousands of dollars trading penny stock.
yeah, dude.
Well, that stock right there looks like it could roll up to like the 20s and stuff very
It's-
shortly if it needed to. What the hell?
It's got a hell of a gap to fill. It's definitely
How did
evident.
it dump from like $100-something earlier this year
Oh,
into almost nothing?
It just went through a split. Actually, it was trading at like 8 cents last week, but it went for a 1 for
Okay.
100 split. See it right here.
Ah,
And after the split, it got some hype. I guess they got some good news or something. But
what does that company do? Because I mean, they were valued at something like 150 earlier in this year, and now it was valued down to a penny stock. Like, what the hell happened to that company?
Could have been a
it got-
split.
got rickrolled. I'm just kidding. Let me see. I don't even know what they do. Half the time, we
Let's
don't
see.
even care what these penny stocks do. We just scalp the chart.
Yeah.
But this is they engage in the development and commercialization of silicon nitride for medical and non-medical applications.
I love the future.
So it's basically just another it's a medical stock. It's not a biomedical stock, but essentially it moves whenever they get good news because medical science is well, healthcare is expensive, so there's a lot of money in it, you know. So perfect measured move off the floor, and I totally freaking forgot to look back at this thing after the split. But you can see it was trading at 7 cents. There's your
Are we just
split.
doing a pullback and we're retracing that candle on SPY? There's a big control candle like at 1050 something.
If I can get the
Yes,
flash the
it's a-
time here.
Look at your 15-minute chart too, and if that sucker closes like that, we're coming back down.
Right. Yeah, the 11 o'clock,
If you-
11 o'clock control bar on the 5-minute chart's right there.
Yeah.
We're just inside of it now. Next support's 386.
15 minutes at this point is looking tweezer topish, but it's got a, you want to see it close into that hammer in between of the other two.
But like I look at these little sub dime stocks because they'll make moves like that, and when they have a reverse split, it's even better because then everybody goes and chases it. And then as soon as it finds a plateau, even though it's had that reverse split, there's two things to remember. When they do a reverse split, it cuts down their float, so it doesn't take as much money to move it anymore, share wise. So you look at stuff like SINT, and let me see if I can find the current share count. Free float is now 50 million.
Damn, Stone, I missed that move.
It's
I was
okay,
trying
there's
to
gonna
get
be
in,
more.
and I was looking at the wiggle of the doji, and as soon as the doji went to the new candle, it just ran, and I was like, "Damn it! I couldn't do it fast enough."
It's hard, man.
If
Go
I
ahead,
somehow
buddy.
manage to trade futures today enough to rebuild that account back to the $500 point, I'll be like, hell yeah. That means I've almost repaired my options account fully and repaired my futures account fully. And the only thing that's left now would be to get my Red Bull account back up another $30, and then everything's back where it started a few months ago when I started doing a series of bad trades because I got too overconfident. I wasn't paying attention to all these other indicators and things. I was just literally thinking I was the shit. And then, are we still on YouTube?
Yeah, that's okay.
Sorry, everyone. I was thinking I was the man, and then I just got overconfident and started doing stupid after stupid after stupid trades and just burnt my accounts to the ground. No, well, not to the ground because they obviously were still solvent, but you know what I mean. I just started having a series of losses that were bigger than I was getting for wins.
The moral of the story is stay humble, or the market will humble you.
That is so true.
And you
But I
get
knew
down-
once I got humble again that I'd be able to build it all back. So
Exactly.
I'm happy about that.
Exactly. Do not ever let yourself get cocky, as it will lead you right down that path. All right, so there is an angular support here in play as well. I just marked it out on a 5-minute chart. And it's just right under that control bar. We wicked right to it. Now we're bouncing. This is a quick bull scalp, but I think it stops right about 386.40 and then gets rejected for one more leg down. So you can try and scalp the bull side of that, or you can wait for the rejection and roll it over. Love me a 5-second chart, guys. I think the 10-second chart's awesome. The 5 seconds even better. And then for a while, when SPY was like super volatile, when we get those really big swings, I went and did a 1-second chart, but it's hard to see through all the ticky tack. And then you throw the HA candles at it, and like, aha! Now you got some really quick scalpability. You can see exactly when trend changes. So eventually, when you guys get that ability to scalp a 5-second, 10-second chart all together, where you're doing exactly what you're doing, just ripping little moves, little base hits over and over and over again. You go look at a 1-second chart, and like your mind explodes. You're like, what? What have I been doing? So it just comes into full circle when you get there. Like here, we got everything we need to know. 8-period crosses the 20. Short it till it stops. Boom. There's your price target. All right. 8-period crosses back above the 20. Go long. Stop here. Boom. All right. How many? That's probably what, about a 2-pointer? Roughly. It just gives you those quick little scalps. Like you want to talk about being fast. You can literally just sit there with your market order button over and over and over again on a 1-second chart, and still end up not over trading a 1-second chart because you know exactly where the trend changes. You know exactly where the direction changes.
Okay. Hi, I'm back.
Well, I think I just got on the wrong side of this one.
Well, here's what I'm looking at. I just sat down and I was looking at it. We still got a few minutes on the 15-minute. I'm paying attention to it. But this is now walked down to the single moving average line I have. So it's at another spot. It's back down to an earlier level I had marked out. So it could pop back up here. This is still right now. It's looking more like a pullback than anything else. But it's below the 8 on the 1. Needs to hold that level at 39.04 ish.
I meant to extend these. Sorry.
It's all right. Price action makes me so excited,
Love it.
especially when it makes your account green.
Even on a day that's just kind of you weren't expecting much.
Yeah.
You go and focus on the short term charts and like, wow, this is tradable as all get at, and you throw futures at it and you're like, whoa.
Well, it's like yesterday. We had very little econ earlier. We had very little econ yesterday, and we had basically a trend day yesterday. Isn't that what it was? Oh, no, never mind. Yesterday was the weird day.
Yeah, it was a weird day.
I got uncomfortable with these wiggles, and I managed to get out of that position with like $1 profit.
No, yesterday was a different day.
Better than average.
That was scaring me too much. It kept like bouncing back and forth right from where I bought, so I was like going +5, -5, +5, -5, and I'm like, let me out of this position. This is not moving the right way. And guess what? I made a good call. There we go. We started popping up.
When you start getting into price action trading, you'll see it everywhere, whether you're going to practice it on a 10-cent stock or you're going to go mess with the MES or trade SPY options, spreads, or whatever you're going to do. You start focusing down on those really short-term price action trades, and you build that muscle memory, that practice. And
Yep.
you realize that it carries into every time frame, whether you're trading a 5-second chart or a 5-day chart. Doesn't matter. It's all the same price action.
Hey, Jeremy, look at
We just broke that wedge.
look
Yep.
at SPY. I know what the MES looks like. Look at SPY on the 2-hour.
That was that trend, that channel with the gap.
You
There's
see
your gap.
the inverse looking head and shoulders,
Oh yeah.
double bottomish looking thing?
Yep.
We're at a point right now. Look at where we are. This is the critical spot.
Yep.
That's a pivot on mine.
Well, it wicked right to the base of that gap, that 387.50 or whatever the heck it was right there. And I still have my settings on my chart to show me the gap. That's where this little gray area is across here. And that's just right back here.
All right, this second 5-minute candle is opened above the previous 5-minute candle, and it's opened above the red spinner on the 5.
We're setting up to break or to shoot that gap. We're setting
Yep.
up for a push to 389.50 and an extension to 390.
Looks like it. I ain't reading that damn thing anymore. Look, here it goes. Careful. Don't trace the pop though. Try to
Right.
get in before the pop or after the pop. You know, if you got an idea where it's going to go. This is 50% of that channel it just made. Roughly, I'm eyeballing that.
Yeah.
But it's also passing those big both the green and the red, and the one that engulfed the green bar, blah, 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 on the 1 minute to the left at that 386.76 area. So you'd expect it to at least go back to, 387.01 possibly. Where did we come down to? Oh, we came all the way back down to 386-ish?
Yeah, something like that.
Wow.
Yep, 38. 386.06.
Well, that threw out my 70 cent, come back to the 70s theory.
Right.
From
Not
penny
entirely.
stock.
Not entirely though, because it's just a
It always
standard
pulls
pullback.
back.
Yep.
Yeah, it's that, especially when it hits that dollar move for the first time, that whole dollar for the first time.
That's it.
And it could be slow now because it's 11:30. So we're 2 hours into the market. But this is still moving. This is beautiful.
It's Beautiful, man. Beautiful.
It's beautiful. Let's see. No, 1 minute's giving me a funny look. And you know that level that red candle wicked into? You know what that is? That's the in-between.
Oh, yeah. In between you're talking about.
The in-between, man. It's the in-between of the it's the in-between of the 5-minute candles at 10:30 and 10:35, those two green bars. If you just lay a line right between where they connect, and you look to your right, you'll see that is where the moving average is, and that's also where that red doji wicked into.
Cool. I can get the gap
And
to
it's
appear.
trying to say it's support is what it's doing.
I can get the gap to appear on a 15-minute chart if I zoom out just right.
Ah,
There it is there. All right. Well, say goodbye to YouTube. Thanks for hanging with us, guys.
come see us. We'll teach you how to do price action,
Heck yeah.
and you won't have to pay $1 million for it.
That's right. Very,
Because I
very.
guarantee ain't nobody teaching this stuff we're teaching. I'm not trying to be cocky. I just know because I can't find it anywhere.
No.
I had to teach my damn self.
We looked.
Learn it from Jeremy.
We looked. There's no one out there doing this.
There's nobody out there teaching this stuff. I'm
Not
bitching
like
about
this.
it.
Not like this. I mean, you'll get like people teaching it on the 5 and 15-minute charts, but they're not looking at the 5-second chart. They don't
Or
know.
1 minute.
They don't know.
They don't know. We're not trying to be cocky. It's just,
Yeah.
because look, we're looking.